guys. Okay, we're going to talk about dragon's blood. And we're going to talk about the resin as well as the incense cones. When I haven't had dragon's blood, the incense in raw form, because it is pricey, I have taken dragon's blood cones and smashed them up and used them when I'm out of the resin. So, I wanted to show you what dragon's blood in raw form looks like, if you didn't know. They look like rocks. You see that? That's dragon's blood. And you've got to smash it and powder it up yourself. And they're hard. So, what would be easier and less labor intensive, and if you're on a strict budget financially, would be dragon's blood incense cones. I got these off of Oriental Trading Company. Let's see if I can open this so I can show you. And you can take like 4 or 5 or 6 of these and put them in a mortar or pestle and smash them up. I think they smell so good. Some people don't like the smell of dragon's blood. It's kind of like white sage. You either like the smell or you hate it. Okay. The folk names are Blood Bloom, Calamus Draco, Draconis, Resina, Dragon's Blood Palm. It's a masculine gender. The planet that it's associated with is Mars. The powers are for love, protection, exorcism, and potency. Magical uses. This resin from a palm tree is burned to entice errant lovers to return. This is usually done by women seated near an open window looking outside at night. A stick of dragon's blood placed under the pillow or the mattress will cure impotency. The dried resin is a powerful protectant when carried and sprinkled around the house or smoldered as an incense. It will also drive evil and negativity away when burned. A pinch of dragon's blood added to other incenses increase their potency and magical powers. So you can also smash up the cones or the actual raw resin into powder as fine as you can get, and you can also make that into an oil to anoint your candle magic work. Put in sachets. Without the oil, you would just leave it dry in a powder and put it in sachets, or you can make calamins up and, you know, rub the oil or whatever in that. So, let's see. The next herb that we're going to be covering is going to be named Benzoin Gum Powder. If you can remember visiting the family doctor, about 40 years ago, you might remember a jar of tincture of benzoin that was probably kept on an office shelf. The benzoin tree is a native and is tropical reaches of southeastern Asia, China, and Indonesia. The resin, also called gum benjamin, it has a slight vanilla-like aroma, and it ranges in color from a pale yellow, kind of a creamy color, to a reddish brown. It's harvested by making triangular incisions into the tree's bark to establish a blood flow, which then hardens into lumps, and that exposes itself to air and sunlight. Benzoin is used in the perfume and cosmetic industry as an antioxidant, a stabilizer, and a fixative. It'll sometimes harden under certain fluctuations in humidity. The gum resin is milled into powder usually. and it can be applied to cosmetic creations, and it can also be used as an incense. It has a masculine gender. The planet that it's associated with is the sun. The element that it's connected to is air. And the powers it holds is purification and prosperity. Burn benzoin to purify and add to purification incenses, a fine clearing herb. Make an incense of benzoin, cinnamon, and basil, and burn to attract customers to your place for business. Use it often as a base for your incense. There are 2 types of benzoin commonly available: benzoin Siam and benzoin Sumatra. They can both be used as described. Benzoin Sumatra is better suited for cleansing, while benzoin Siam is better suited for attraction. Benzoin Siam can be substituted for storax, to which it's related. It is going to be birch bark. It's a feminine gender. The planet it's associated with is Venus. The element is water. The deity is Thor. The powers it offers are protection, exorcism, and purification. Birch twigs have been used to exorcise spirits by gently striking possessed people or animals, since the birch is purificatory or cleansing. The tree is also used for protection, and Russians used to hang a red ribbon around the stem of a birch to rid themselves of the evil eye. The birch also protects against lightning. The traditional broom of the witches was made of birch twigs, and cradles were once manufactured from birch wood to protect their helpless charges. Is Galangal Root. The other names that this root goes by is chewing John, China root, colic root, Low John the Conqueror. It's got a masculine gender. Its planet is associated with Mars. And the powers that it brings in magical workings is for protection, lust, health, money, psychic powers, hex breaking. Galangal has been used for many different magical needs. Worn or carried, it protects its barrier and draws good luck. Placed in a sachet of leather with silver, it brings money. Powdered galangal is burned to break spells and curses. It is also carried or sprinkled around the home to promote lust. Worn galangal aids psychic development and guards the bearer's health. Galangal, if it is unavailable in your area, can be substituted out for ginger, which is part of the same family. So it can be substituted with ginger. An overview of galangal. It is an East Asian tropical shrub with lance-like leaves, iris-like flowers, and reddish-brown woody rhizomes. It grows mainly in the eastern Himalayas and the southwest of India. It was introduced to Europe in the 9th century. Saint Hildegard of Bingen, which is 1098 to 1179 CE, referred to galangal as the spice of life and used it in many of her formulas. The name galangal is derived from the Arabic referring to Chinese ginger, whose family it is a member of. Galangal is an important herb in Saudi herbal medicine, and it is used in many magical workings throughout the world. One reported use is that if you spit the juice from chewing this root on the floor of a courtroom before the judge enters, you will win your case. The parts that are used is the rhizome. It's washed, dried, and cut. Typical preparations for this is used in teas and extracts. It's added to aloe to reduce its harsh laxative effect. The chopped root can be added to culinary dishes, and the powdered herb is more convenient for making tinctures, but should be used within 1 year. It can be taken as a tea, extract, or in a capsule. As always, make sure to check with your physician before you ingest any herbs.